Today's review is for the fifth of the 30 books of Stephen King's that I've read since last September. This is about The Green Mile. The film, of course, is a very famous and great adaptation, but there were a few changes in the book that made it darker and a lot more heartbreaking. So, overall, it was a lot more powerful of an experience to read the story. The synopsis is about a prison guard named Paul Edgecombe, and his life changes when John Coffey comes to death row. A heartbreaking and balanced story of a prisoner making an impact on the very guards that will eventually have to execute him. As far as the horror factor, the scariest horrors are the most realistic, and the story proves even if it's not overly terrifying. So I give this one 5 out of 10 for horror factor. The story quality is a 10 out of 10 because it's gripping, thrilling, and simultaneously heartbreaking and beautiful. 10 out of 10 for story quality, and then suspense intensity is 6 out of 10. The tension of the book lingers on like a mist, even long after the climax has reached the story. So 6 out of 10 for suspense intensity, and for memorable characters, we get 9 out of 10. Incredible characters, and all of them are very impactful and powerful to the effect of the story to the point that you will either love or hate the character, and you will enjoy to do so. So that's 9 out of 10, and all of these totaled up equals an overall rating of 30 out of 40. A fantastic novel that stands alone not only as one of Stephen King's best books, but as a masterpiece by itself among any other books. My final thoughts would be that the book, like the movie, made me cry reading it, especially near the end. In fact, I would say I felt even sadder overall by the end of the book because of the dark details that they didn't show in the movie that were in the original book. Now, I hope everybody enjoyed this review, and I do apologize for my delayed absence with these reviews. A lot has been going on. My laptop actually broke, so I had to get a new one. First, I was just going to try and get it repaired, but it wouldn't turn on at all. They had to basically take the hardware out of it and put it back. Now, I am in the process of preparing two new albums to be released in case anybody else was wondering with that. And hopefully to make up for missing so much time with these reviews, and especially because now I've reached the 30th bookmark with Bag of Bones complete. I would really like to try and do a review every week till we get caught up to 30. And perhaps next week, just to kind of celebrate, like we're 5 reviews out of the 30 in now, and I've read 30 of the books, we will do a top 30. And then after I read the other 5 that I have, we will go back and revisit the review and do it 35. Perhaps more if I read more in the future as well. But for now, that's the general plan of where we're going with this. And there will be an album dropping this March, as well as one dropping in April. So I apologize with the delays for that. But Dark Cloud Volume 3 will drop this month, hopefully, as long as everything goes smoothly with TuneCore. I'm currently dealing with an issue with them about the proper calling title of a song, and they don't really understand because they don't know Japanese, right? And it's sort of a translation error that they don't understand. What I'm saying is the title is how you would say it in Japanese. It's just written in alphanumeric characters because we're not allowed on TuneCore to use Japanese characters. The song title is technically half English, My Wife for Life, in brackets, Ayaka Hirahara Tameni. Now, that's a singer that I got to see when I went to a sumo wrestling event in Japan, and the song is kind of like a wife for life like her. So the title is half English, half Japanese. They wouldn't let me put the Japanese characters, but saying for Ayaka Hirahara in Japanese would be Ayaka Hirahara Tameni. So because of saying it in Japanese, that's how it's written. They're confused and they think Talmany is some other part that should be parentheses on top of brackets, and just a sort of dumb misunderstanding with the translation on their end. And hopefully they'll realize what I'm trying to point out to them, and towards closer to the end of the month, Dark Cloud Volume 3 should drop. Now, with the Jazz and Blues album coming next month, that's already been processed. It's all good to go. So that one you won't have to worry about. And that one will be a very jazzy album, but there's also a lot of Japanese pop references to it, which I think make it very nice. And yeah, we're just gonna keep dropping albums. Now, with my laptop crashing, I actually couldn't do the show, and I couldn't even get these albums released. So that's hence why this was so important to get done. But I hope you all enjoyed the review, and sorry for getting off track, but I just felt like it was important to, update anybody who does tune into this channel and likes the content, what the developments are going to be and what they've been. Now, with what I was discussing, The Green Mile, um, I'm going to get that book out right now just so you can know what I'm talking about. I definitely recommend it. This is actually a copy of it that's got Tom Hanks from the movie on the cover, and especially because originally the book was published in six serial novels, so this is all of them combined. And yeah, fantastic read. And this is actually one I would recommend to somebody who's not really into horror that much, but wants a good Stephen King book. Like a Stephen King book that isn't too scary. The Green Mile is your best bet, but in some regards, but in other regards, I'd say also brace yourself for some pretty intense and disturbing content at times. Anyways, till next time, hope you enjoyed the review and stay tuned next week where we will count off our top 30 and continue review 6 after that on Monday, 7 o'clock always, and that will be the sixth review. So, till then, Super Kami Guru Alucard, thank you for watching. Domo arigatou gozaimasu, minasan. O yasumi nasai. Matane. Peace.